San Antonio is one of the most historically significant and culturally rich cities in the country. Although I tend to appreciate most cities in general, some are simply more impressive and interesting than others, and I would consider San Antonio to be one of those cities. In this series, I briefly touch on a city's history, population, skyline, as well as a few things that make that city unique. Now let's meet San Antonio. I always like to start by exploring how a city wound up being where it is today. San Antonio is located near the springs of the San Antonio River along the Balcones Escarpment. The site of San Antonio was once a settlement of the Paella people, which was discovered by Spanish explorers in 1691. 27 years following that discovery, the Spanish established the Mission San Antonio de Valero, later called the Alamo, which I'll talk more about later in this video. Spain sent 10 families from the Canary Islands in 1731, which became some of the first settlers of the area. San Antonio would go on to experience two revolutions. The first was when Mexico became independent of Spain in 1821, and the second is when Texas declared itself independent from Mexico in 1836. After Texas gained independence and later joined the United States, the city grew significantly due to the influx of many immigrants, especially from Germany. And just like other cities in Texas, the arrival of railroads led to tremendous growth for San Antonio. Today, San Antonio is on paper the 7th largest city in the country, with a population just shy of 1.5 million. That makes it the second largest city in Texas, following Houston. Now, I prefer to look at a city's metro population to evaluate a city's true size, and San Antonio is only the 27th largest metro in the country, falling between St. Louis, Missouri and Austin, Texas. San Antonio is, however, one of the fastest growing large cities in the country, and will likely continue to climb this ranking in the coming years. Something else worth mentioning about San Antonio's population is that it's considered to be the largest majority Hispanic city in the country. Some of the most recognizable companies headquartered in the San Antonio metro include USAA, iHeartMedia, Valero Energy, Tesoro Energy, and VisionWorks. Another one of the large employers in San Antonio is the U.S. military. The city has several military bases, which has led to San Antonio trademarking the name Military City USA in 2023. There are over 30 colleges or universities in the San Antonio metro, most notably the University of Texas, San Antonio. Call me shallow, but when it comes to cities, I think appearances matter. With that being said, San Antonio's skyline has to be one of my least favorite skylines in the country for a city of its size. The buildings are just too spread out and too short to give the skyline a very visually appealing shape. If you took the average height of the tallest 5 buildings in the city, San Antonio would be ranked as the 41st tallest skyline in the country, being just shorter than Louisville, Kentucky, and taller than Mobile, Alabama. The tallest structure in the city is the 750-foot tall Tower of the Americas, which is the second tallest observation tower in the US behind the Stratosphere of Las Vegas. The tallest building in San Antonio is the Marriott River Center at 546 feet or 166 meters. My favorite building in the skyline, however, is the beautiful Tower Life building, which is the tallest 8-sided building in the country at 404 feet or 123 meters in height. Whatever San Antonio lacks as far as its cityscape goes, it makes up for with its iconic Riverwalk. The San Antonio Riverwalk is about 15 miles long and is lined with restaurants, shops, and entertainment venues. The Riverwalk is the most visited and highly rated tourist attraction in the entire state of Texas. It connects the city and is one of the most admired public spaces in the United States. There are a lot of unique and quirky areas of the Riverwalk, and a couple that I'll mention here are Marriage Island, which is the location to over 220 marriages a year, and The Grotto, which is a 3-story cave-like area with waterfalls. One of the unique neighborhoods that the Riverwalk connects with the rest of the city is La Vita. It's considered San Antonio's oldest neighborhood and has been preserved to maintain the look and feel of a Spanish mission village. Across the river from La Vita is one of San Antonio's newest museums, the Briscoe Western Art Museum. It's within the city's original public library building and has a wide collection of art and artifacts about the American West. Now, San Antonio's most impressive art museum is the San Antonio Museum of Art. It's also located along the Riverwalk and is housed in the historic Lone Star Brewery building. The museum has a collection of over 30,000 artifacts spanning over 5,000 years of human history, including the most comprehensive collection of ancient Greek, Roman, and Egyptian art in the southern United States. Just up the Riverwalk from the San Antonio Art Museum is the Pearl District, which was built around another historic brewery, Pearl Brewery. The neighborhood is known for its culinary options, but for me, what stands out is the amazing Second Empire-style architecture of some of the buildings. South of downtown are 4 of the 5 historic Spanish missions in the city. These missions together constitute one of only 26 UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the entire country. Only about half of these 26 are man-made structures, so that puts these San Antonio missions in a very exclusive club with iconic structures such as Independence Hall, the Statue of Liberty, Mesa Verde, and the Cahokia Mounds. The largest of these missions is Mission San Jose, which is nicknamed the Queen of the Missions. North of Mission Espada is the Espada Aqueduct, which is the oldest Spanish aqueduct in the country, having been built between 1740 and 1745. One of the most iconic structures in San Antonio is the Alamo Dome. It's among the most recognizable stadiums in the country, with its 4 towers holding up its massive roof. It's the arena used for the 2025 Men's College Basketball Final Four and Championship game. It was formerly the home of the San Antonio Spurs, which is one of the most successful NBA teams over the past couple of decades. Another unique San Antonio landmark is the San Fernando Cathedral. The cathedral is approaching 300 years in age, making it one of the oldest cathedrals in the country, and the oldest continually functioning cathedral in the state of Texas. The cathedral is also where Davy Crockett's remains are interred. One of the things the cathedral has become known for in recent years is the Saga Light Show, which is displayed on the facade of the cathedral. On the topic of shows, I should mention San Antonio's appropriately named Majestic Theater. The theater was built in 1929 and is one of the largest historic theaters in the country, with a seating capacity of over 2,200 people. Today it is used for traveling Broadway plays, among other shows. Unlike most urban areas, San Antonio has a massive cave system just outside of the city. Natural Bridge Caverns is Texas's largest underground cave system and features stunning rock formations. Now, at this point in the video, some may be wondering if I had forgotten the Alamo. The Alamo is the first thing that comes to mind when most people think of San Antonio. As I mentioned earlier, the Alamo was part of the original Spanish mission, but it became famous because of what occurred there during the Texas Revolution. In 1836, the Texans in the Alamo were under siege for 13 days, and on the 13th day, the Battle of the Alamo broke out, where all of the defenders of the Alamo died. Those who died were considered martyrs in the cause for Texas independence, and "Remember the Alamo" became a rallying cry, which helped the Texans eventually win the war. Well, that does it for my video about San Antonio. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching.